It's been on my mind lately. When times were different. When I was different. Before I truly learned that even when you have something you love, it can be gone, just like that. I feel like there comes a time in our sneaker journey where we all have one that's the one that got away, and this probably could be in life in general, but for me, this story is not about a particular shoe, it's about letting go of something that I never should have let go in the first place. The 2018 version of me was different. It was an incomplete product. I would say a vastly inferior product. But you sometimes need to go through those periods in order to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. And in 2018, perusing the used market, I found this shoe for what I felt like had to be a steal. I felt like the shoe had to be fake. So I took a flyer, I bought it off Poshmark, and the shoe showed up at my house. I think the best part about it was just how bold it was. It was probably the boldest shoe that I'd ever seen. But at that point in time, I knew that I unequivocally loved the Jordan 4. So there's this used box, definitely well loved, and I pull out this red shoe, and I knew instantly I was in love with this shoe. I found any excuse to wear it. I even wore it to work, which at that point in time was not considered something that would be professional. But I love this shoe. And as time went on, I wore it more, I loved it more, and then I did the stupidest thing I could possibly do. I sold it. I sold it for more than I paid for it. The boredom of the pandemic, the weight of fatherhood, and seeing just what was happening out there in the sneaker world, coupled with discovering the rep sneakers market in which I felt like, why do I need this? I can get anything that I want. And so I sold it. For $125, I sold it. I felt like I'd done something right at the time. I felt like I did the right thing because I'd made some money on a shoe. Little did I know that I would have seller's regret. I got rid of something that I loved for mere money and for chasing of a clout that was never ever going to make me feel better about myself in life or as a sneakerhead. You're probably thinking to yourself, dude, why do I care? Who cares? You sold a shoe. Everybody at some point in time sells a shoe. The thing is, if you're in this game for the right reasons, you keep the things that you love, and you should keep it for the right reasons. Obviously, there is a price that people feel like is too high not to pass up. But the thing about loving sneakers is that if you love it, you love the actual physical manifestation of it. You love the product. You love how it makes you feel in hand. You love how it makes you feel when you wear them. You love how it feels to talk with other people about this thing that we all love. And I forgot that. I momentarily lapsed and forgot that it wasn't about clout. It wasn't about getting some semblance of a profit. It was about keeping something that I loved. And I let it go for something trivial like a small profit. But you see, that's the beauty about second chances, is that in the sneaker game, things always come back around. Very rarely do we never see a shoe again. So for me, in 2025, when news broke that the Jordan 4 Toro Bravo was returning to shelves for the first time in 13 years, I knew that I could right the wrongs of my past. And I did. I took the opportunity a couple weeks ago to pick up size 12 in the Jordan 4 Toro Bravo. But one thing that I didn't think is that it would sit on shelves. I assumed that 13 years having gone by, that people would be excited about this release, that they would have an even heightened level of excitement than I did, because they had been there for that release. They knew what it was like. They remembered what it was like to camp out for that shoe. And I thought that my reasoning for wanting it, giving it away for something stupid, was nowhere near the height of what people thought. But what I found out when I went to buy the shoe is that not only was it easy, but it's still here. And that makes me sad. It makes me sad because I feel like it's somewhat of a commentary on where we are in 2026, that we're overstimulated, we see way too many releases, and that we have become desensitized to something that is truly great, that we've almost forgotten what it's like to love something. And what I realized when I hit purchase and when that package showed up on my door is that my love for this shoe only grew stronger in the absence. And it made me feel as if I was doing this right, that all the mistakes that I made, from selling it to getting into reps to not really understanding what it meant to truly love sneakers, that getting this shoe back in hand was re-legitimizing my love of sneakers to myself. You may not care, other people may not care, but I care. And at the end of the day, as a sneaker lover, looking in the mirror and realizing that I need to love myself in this game, that's what's most important. Normally, this would be the time that many people on YouTube would review this shoe right here. They would tell you all about the tech specs. They would tell you that the leather's fire, that the fit is true to size, and all that good stuff. They might even give you a little bit of a history lesson on what this shoe means. But that's not what I'm gonna do. To me, it's about storytelling. And so often, when we talk about storytelling in sneakers, we're almost paying lip service to it. We're talking about a story that the shoe itself actually is telling. But I think sometimes we might miss the point. I think that many times storytelling comes down to the story that that shoe tells us. Yes, the Toro Bravo has a history. The Toro Bravo has a former life, and the Toro Bravo has a place for anybody who loves the Jordan 4. Does it have nice features? Yeah, it does. Is it as bright as the 2013? Nah. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But you know what it is? It's perfect to me. But I think that's the point. It's perfect for me. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. I love this shoe. Everything about it. I love the Jordan 4. I love the colors. I love the details. I love the execution. And I love the history. Everything about this is perfect for me. That's where we need to get. And that's where I am with content. I do it for myself. Does it make me money? No. Can it make me money? Who cares? The point is, you buy the shoes, you make the content, you do whatever in life, not from what it can give you, but from what you get from it inside. So go out there and get it, whatever it is.